Aloha! I'm Sarah Maisel here today with Ukulele Magazine, and I'm going to be going over some different 1-6-2-5 progressions that you'll find in the article. The great thing about these different progressions is that you can really add more to a song. For a lot of standards that use this progression, you can add a lot more to the tune and create movement within the piece. Also, a lot of these progressions and more we actually teach at our online school Craig and I have with ArtistWorks. And you can always check that out at artistworks.com/ukulele to find out more. So here we go. We'll start with our first one. It's the typical 1-6-2-5, and instead of a C chord, we're going to use a C major 7, which is pretty simple to play. It's open, 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 and 2, starting on the G string. The next chord is A minor 7, pretty easy chord, it's all open. D minor 7 is next, and that one, you're holding D minor and adding a friend. And that's 2, 2, 1, and 3. The next chord is your typical G7, open, 2, 1, 2. So let's go through and give these chords 2 beats each so you can hear what this progression sounds like. And we'll do it at my favorite pace, tempo del lerno, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. C major, A minor, D minor, G7. Again, C major 7, that A minor, D minor 7, G7. One last time. C major, A minor, D minor, G7, and we'll end on C major 7. It already sounds great, even though the chords are fairly simple. The next variation that you'll see in the article is a 3-6-2-5. In this particular one, you're only changing one chord, and instead of playing a C major 7, we're going to play E minor 7. You'll notice that there's actually just a one-note difference. So if you were to hold your C major 7, open, open, open 2, and just add a friend, second fret of the C string. So open, 2, open, 2. Everybody else is the same. So let's give this one a try, same kind of speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor, A minor, D minor 7, G7, back again to E minor 7, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7. We'll do it one more time. E minor 7, A minor, D minor 7, G7. We'll end on C major 7. One thing to keep in mind as you go through the variations is try to be as efficient as possible with your fingers. For example, after I play G7, all I need to do to play that E minor 7 is lift one finger, because it's already there under your hands. So there's no reason to do a reset like this. Because you're already holding the chord. So start looking and seeing what you don't need to move as you go through these different progressions. All right, one of the other progressions that I also show you is one that involves a C sharp diminished. So we have the C major 7 again, so that's open, open, open 2. And then instead of going to a typical 6 chord, we're going to do a passing chord and go to C sharp diminished, which is just open 1, open 1. Then we'll have D minor 7 and G7. So it's just one chord that we're really changing, and that is playing a C sharp diminished as a passing chord, getting us to the D minor 7 instead of playing A minor 7. So let's give that one a try as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. C major, C sharp diminished, D minor 7, G7, C major 7, C sharp diminished, D minor 7, G7. One more time. C major, C sharp diminished, D minor 7, G7, and we'll end on C major 7. Awesome. The last one that I talk about has us playing a sort of a pattern, if you will, of chords. We're going to go back to using the 3 chord. It's a 3-6-2-5, but we are not only having the 3 chord there, we are also going to change that A minor 7 chord and make it a dominant chord. In this case, it will become A7. So the E minor 7 I'd like for us to use is on the 3rd fret and should remind you of the D minor 7. The chord that I'm holding, it's starting on the G string, is 4, 4, 3, and 5. The next chord, instead of A minor 7, is going to be an A7. What we're going to do here is hold 2, 4, 3, and 4. This should kind of remind you of G7, except it's got a little extra friend there. Notice these 3 fingers and how they kind of look like a G7. The next chord is good old D minor 7 again, which was that 2, 2, 1, 3. And then G7 was next. The cool thing about this particular one is that you have a nice chromatic or one note per fret movement going down the neck of the instrument, and that adds some really pretty movement. So let's try going through it in a semblance of time. So E minor 7 on the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, and we'll reset. 1, 2, 3, 4, E minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7. We'll do it one more time. We'll reset. 2, 3, 4, E minor, A7, D minor, and then G7. We'll end on C major 7. Nice. So all of these different variations are interchangeable. If you're playing with another person, you need to tell them which variations that you are doing. When I say they're interchangeable, I mean that you can change up an arrangement as much as you like by switching things around, but you still need to tell your neighbor what you're doing. So I'm just going to run through these, and I'm going to sing part of the song for Sentimental Reasons, just to show you how you can change it up and use each of these variations. If you're feeling confident, you can totally play along with me. I'm going to do the variations in order, 1, 2, original, and then 2, 3, and 4. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love you for sentimental reasons. I'm on the E minor, A minor, D minor. I hope you do major 7, believe me. Then the diminished. I've given you my 3rd fret heart. C major 7. So you can hear how that song, all of the verses are just 1, 6, 2, 5s, and you can totally mix it up and bring variety just by even playing all of those progressions in that order. They also make a great intro as well. If you would like to have more variations and do more variations up the neck, please feel free to send Craig and I an email. It is chimazel@gmail.com. So that's going to be printed right next to me. But what I mean by that, I'll give you some examples of some of the extra material that I do have. Send an email and make sure that the subject says Ukulele Magazine article. That way I know which PDF to send you. So I'll play a couple variations that I'll have in the PDF for you. So if you're wanting to play more up the neck and have slightly more complex voicings, I'd be very happy to let you check them out. Here we go. Or this one. So those are just a couple of the variations that I'll have in the PDF. Thank you so very much for reading the article, and I hope you had a lot of fun playing some fun jazz progressions.